joyfully. Steve and I just returned from Chicago. It was such an amazing trip. We had been there many times, but this time it was a little bit different. We stayed downtown for 2 nights before heading over to my sister's house for 4 nights. But it was just amazing the number of things we saw. We flew into a new gate of the airport, a part we had never been to, and actually rode the train for the first time. We got to our room late afternoon, and then we just started to walk around. We went to eat at Uno's. Now that was a little disappointing. It was the first original Uno's in Chicago. Our pizza was really, really bad, but we didn't want to send it back. We were very disappointed with that, and we just got a small deep dish, which Uno's only has a deep dish. They told us it would take 45 minutes to cook, but it came in under 45, and it looked like it had been reheated or something. It really looked pretty bad. So we don't know if it was sitting out there because it got to us so quickly. We also got a healthy salad to go with that. But we walked around, we were so hungry, actually walked to this dessert place. Got a piece of carrot cake. If you follow this at all, you'll know we both lost substantial weight and we cut out most sugar, processed foods, breads. On vacation, it's hard to do that, to just eat the salads and not be starving, especially with the walking. So we split a piece of carrot cake, which was delicious. That first day we walked by 11,000. We got in really late, so that was good. We walked by the Chicago River, saw the boats come by and the 2 round towers. Marina towers. We walked around just seeing all the sights. I mean, I don't know the downtown area that well. We moved away when I was pretty young, and my father never liked to take us in the city. They had 8 kids. They weren't going to take 8 kids to the city to see the sights. They, first of all, didn't have the money. So the first day, like I said, we got 11,000 steps in. The second day, if you could believe it, we got 16,500. We started off by walking the wrong way. To this International Surgical Museum. And when Steve picked, that was the one thing he wanted to do. Every time we go there, we always see the Museum of Science and Industry. And I said, you know, I've seen it so many times now, even though it is my favorite in the whole country. I said, I'm ready to move on to different museums. And he picked the Surgical Museum, which we'll do a different video on that because it was so much information there. And he's had 7 or 8 surgeries, and I've had 7 or 8, and so we want to do a video on that. We're both extremely healthy. He had a car accident for his surgeries. Mine were life savings, different things. Kind of weird when you think about it that we've had that many surgeries, but that's a whole different video. So we went to that museum, which was like 1.5 miles, and on the way we stopped to see the old water tower. Water tower, which is a building that survived the Chicago Great Fire, and it was used to have water in the city, I suppose, for fires and things. They named the shopping center Water Tower. We were on Magnificent Mile walking down Michigan Avenue, seeing all the very expensive shops. Which of course we didn't have that kind of money. We didn't even go in them. I took a picture of some of the shops that you could shop at, but we were not there to shop. We were there to see the sights. So I took that picture, and we walked on. The water tower was shut, but we saw the 4th Presbyterian Church. Presbyterian church, which was so beautiful from the outside. They allowed visitors, so we went in, took some pictures, just amazing. That was just beautiful. So we took our time getting to that museum because we saw those things, and then took a picture of the American Girl shop. It reminded us of New York when my daughter, who didn't even like dolls, we went to the American Girl store in New York, and she decided she wanted a doll. She didn't even like dolls. And I'm like, now that it's whatever it was, $400 with a dress or whatever. I said, no, you're not getting a doll. You don't even like dolls. So we walked down to the museum, and it only took maybe 2 or 3 hours, so we still had plenty of time. And so we said we'll go over to the Chicago History Museum. Walked all the way over there, only to find out it was a Monday and it was closed. Several things are closed in Chicago on Mondays, which was surprising because being a big city, we thought they'd be open. We know in small towns, many things are closed on Mondays. But we were surprised what was closed on Monday in Chicago. So after that, we went through a park, which was called Lincoln Park, next to Lincoln Park Zoo, and we saw Ben Franklin, which Steve felt right at home because Ben Franklin's all over Philadelphia where he grew up, and we were very surprised to see Ben Franklin, a whole statue of Ben Franklin in Chicago. But that was from the head of the bigwigs at the Tribune, dedicated that statue because Ben Franklin did so many amazing things, and he was into journalism, and so they dedicated that statue to him later on in the park. So we walked around there, and when we were at the Surgical Museum, we kept seeing Lake Michigan, kept seeing it, and there's all the lanes, the interstate lanes of traffic, and we kept wondering, how do you get over, how do you get over, how do you get over? And so finally we figured out there's tunnels you go under, really cool, kind of remind me of Clue, you know, the secret passage to the other place in Clue. Down the tunnels, went to Lake Michigan, walked along there, made a short, not windy at all, so we believed it's not really the Windy City. We made some videos on, we believe Atlanta's the Windy City, but it's so windy. Our umbrella broke, and it's just always so windy here. The reality is, Chicago was named the Windy City because of the windy politicians. And we saw that Chicago has a flag with 4 stars. All the times I've been there, I have never seen that. I think it's just being promoted now. It's over 100 years old, but I have never seen that flag. And I was looking at that everywhere saying, what is that? What is that flag? I think it's really being marketed right now. 2 of the stars stand for the World Exposition, The Museum of Science and Industry is the building from the 1893 World's Fair. That is a historic building, but we didn't go there. We did end up going, now we didn't go these days when we were walking, but we did go to Navy Pier. And my brother was with us. He took some drone footage, very amazing. And we also went to Buckingham Fountain, which was very cool too. Okay, but back to walking. Walking back, we stopped and got a milkshake for our lunch. We split a milkshake that was roughly $15 for one small milkshake, very small. That was in the water tower shopping, which did seem more affordable. I bought my t-shirt here along with some others. These were only $10, very affordable t-shirts. For being that I read online that they built the water tower because of the high price shopping. It brought in some more affordable shopping for those of us who are not wealthy millionaires. So yeah, we walked, not because we're being cheap, but because I gain a pound every day when we go on vacation. 1 pound a day. After losing 45 to 50 pounds, I did not want to deal with that. And we usually do walk, but on vacations, we do usually walk, but not to this extent. Well, I only gained 3 pounds. I was so proud of myself. With all that Chicago pizza, I was so proud of myself. I only gained 3 pounds. It was all that walking. And it was very hot. It was very hot the day we were walking. So on the way there, we saw dessert before dinner. And that looked really great. When we came back, I looked in, it looked more like candy than really desserts. I mean, anybody who knows me knows sugar has been so hard to give up, and I've been sliding back in, eating more and more sugar, and that's not good at all. So Steve and I tend to split desserts, but still, we had desserts way too many times on this vacation. That's why it's so amazing I only gained 3 pounds with all the desserts and the pizza we ate. So let's see, walking back, we stopped at Water Tower, and there's a playhouse there, I forget the name of it. And we were debating over seeing a show that night, but we were so tired after doing all that. We just decided to go back to the hotel. So we walked on back. Oh, and we stopped at Trader Joe's. On the way back, we stopped at Trader Joe's, got some oranges, and then just kind of vegged out. We had to repack our things because we were leaving the next day. So we had to rearrange our suitcases and get that all in order for another busy 4 days at my sister's house. After leaving our hotel, and you should see the video on how we went to Chicago for less than $1,200 for a week. Helps to have family there, but we go on a frugal budget. All of our vacations are usually very affordable, usually about $100 a day. And boarding Sierra is the biggest cost of our vacation. She was almost $400 of that $1,200. So check out that video on how we went to Chicago on $1,200. We won't be traveling for a good long time now because we are getting our dog in a month, our little tiny little dog, and she will be a puppy, so we will not be traveling. So check out that in mid-June, and she'll be on, I'm sure, all the time. We've named her Sammy. She's adorable. So after we went back to the room, Trader Joe's, we left and wanted to go to the Chicago Botanical Gardens, and it was raining. So we drove over to, it was kind of letting up on the rain as we were driving over. We drove over to Buckingham Fountain, which I think we could have walked. It would have been a heck of a walk from our hotel room. That was good ways away. That might have been 3 miles one way. I don't really know. But we drove to Buckingham Fountain, and then we went to Navy Pier and saw Flyover. So amazing, just truly amazing. My brother had one free ticket for us, and we paid for one person. And then we went on to the Chicago Botanical Gardens, which is but it was incredibly cold. They had to borrow a coat from my brother's girlfriend. It was so windy and so cold. A lot of things were not in bloom because of the time of the season. But then once we got to my sister's, we came back to Chicago. Heck of a drive from her house to Chicago to see the Lincoln Park Zoo. And the conservatory, which was truly amazing. And then after that, the next day, we drove to Volo, which I've never heard of, the Volo Bog. The Volo Bog. Yeah. And the next day, we went to a windmill. Windmill in Geneva, and saw an old house and a Japanese garden. But they were closed, but we did see a good deal of the Japanese garden from around the short fence. Got some beautiful pictures there. And then here's some pictures of the house. It's this is the guy who bought the windmill in the 1800s. He paid a huge sum of money. You can look on the website for that. The house was only open certain days, so we did not get to see the inside. We just saw the outside. And by now we were truly, truly exhausted, and we were leaving the next day. I guess that's how I gained only 3 pounds with all this walking. And so the next day we just kind of left real early, go to the airport, hung out at the airport for a little bit, walked around the airport. And what a heck of a trip. So we saw more on this trip than we normally do. Normally we stay just more hang out at my sister's house and don't do a lot. But this was really, really fun. We did so many exciting things, and now we won't be traveling for a while. So these memories will hold us over for quite some time. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I hope you check out our other videos. Our last vacation was, well, in February, we went to North Carolina, and that was great. We went for about 5 days, I believe, and spent $500 or $600, typically $100 a day. This one was a little bit pricier. We're economical, but we took my sister and her husband out to dinner, and they do enjoy their dinners. We typically get free hotels for free breakfast, don't eat lunch, and then get a cheap dinner. So we went to one very nice dinner, and but anyway, back to North Carolina. We went to 3 cities, I believe, in North Carolina, and saw lots of friends and family there, and stayed in a hotel one night with points. And the one prior to that, we had gone to Virginia for, I don't know, 6 days or so. Again, we used our points, and that was an amazing vacation. I really, really enjoyed Virginia, North Carolina, Illinois. I've enjoyed all of our vacations. They've all been different. We enjoy hiking and walking and moving, and I mean, we thought about seeing something in the Chicago Theater. Tremendous Fox here. As the chemicals, they take us higher. So we just love the Fox, so we figure we would see anything we want to see here at Fox. So we don't do things that we could do at home. We like to see things that we can't see at home. And we had just joined the AHS, American Horticultural Society, that allows us in gardens for free. So check out the video how we did that for $1,200. Check out our other videos. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit notification, and subscribe. And Steve had to go back to work, and he didn't have time. We had to go grocery shopping, get Sierra, so we were too busy to do this. So I'm doing this on my own, but hopefully he'll be here in the next video. Until we see you again, take it easy.